A question that I've been asking myself a lot recently is, how long do I need to practice something in order to become an expert? Online, you'll often hear people say 10,000 hours is what you need to become an expert. So what I'm interested in is, what's your opinion? Do you think you need to do something for 10,000 hours to be an expert?
My question would be, for the person who's curious about this, why do you need 10,000 hours? What do you need it for? If you're an actor, why would you need 10,000 hours?
I'm not even sure how an actor would practice for 10,000 hours, because that seems, I haven't done the math, but that seems like a very long time.
It is. So 10,000 hours, what do you want to do? To become an expert, to become a professional, to become good at something? That's the first question. If you want to become an expert is a person who can share their knowledge or like expertise, their experience. Do you need 10,000 hours for that? If, for example, you learned acting and you became good at acting and you can teach that and you can share your skills or do some workshops, whatever it is. So is 10,000 hours the limit for you before you start teaching? You can start teaching at any time. What do you think? Where would be the limit for you, like the experience that you need to gain, where you would start sharing?
Personally, I don't think I would ever be good enough at something to be able to teach it. And when I was teaching martial arts, I definitely hadn't practiced for 10,000 hours before I taught it.
That's what I'm saying. So we don't think about the hours. And I've done several experiments. I was like, how long do you need to become good at something? Not perfect, because there's no limit of perfection, right? And you can practice anytime and just pick on stuff and become better and better to become an expert. The expert, as people say. And then I practice, okay, so how long will it take to learn, let's say, photography? And when I started learning all the settings and doing sets, it was so crazy difficult. But I was like, okay, I'm going to practice regularly. I really want to see how long it will take. And I've done it for like almost 6-7 months. And then I could really create beautiful pictures. It took me half a year on average. I didn't remember, like plus minus, right? But it's on average half of the year. And I was like, okay, so this is one skill. Can I apply it to something else? And I wanted to, learn the language. And people say like, oh, it's so difficult. And I learned Chinese language, a crazy one. So I thought like, how long will it take me? And I've learned 3 months by myself and 4 months at the university. Yeah, that was the university program. But in total, it took me 7 months to learn Chinese, where you need to learn the character, the pronunciation, the meaning. It's just so difficult. And I could get to more or less intermediate level to conversational level. So is that 10,000 hours? No, I don't think so. But what is your goal? What results you want to achieve? So as an actor, if you want to, start from zero and become good to, let's say, be in a movie or in a commercial, how long do you think it will take you?
I think it depends on how much you practice. So for example, if you say, I'm going to have 2 acting classes, so 2 hours each time, twice a week, how much time are you actually practicing in that? And what does it mean to actually practice something? So if the number is 10,000 hours in total, is that 10,000 hours actually doing that thing? I mean, this is why to say 10,000 is kind of an arbitrary number, because it doesn't really mean anything. And for each person and in each situation, it's going to mean a different thing, I think.
Yeah, and then who defines what the expert means? I remember we had a conversation another day and you were like, oh, I don't know, like, should I do the classes? Can I teach something because I'm not the superstar yet? And yes, you're not yet an A-list celebrity because there are like just few of them. It's a very short number. It's like the top. But you don't have to be A-list celebrity or like super knowledgeable expert, what people would say, before you can start sharing. But when you can start sharing, you are an expert at something. You are the one who can teach another person, even small skills. Even like we take acting as an example. You can help people to do the monologues. You can help people to prepare their scripts for auditions. Those are small things which you already have experience with, and you can start teaching. And any other, like getting to a certain level of your experience, once you can start sharing these skills or help people to solve some problems, you are maybe not that big expert, but you are, because you know something more than another person wants or needs.
But does that make you an expert, though?
Who defines who's an expert?
See, to me, the word expert is the same as the word master. To master something means you understand every aspect of that subject or that field. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure that you can even be an expert actor, because obviously acting, there's a big portion of that which is an art form. So can you be a master of an art like acting?
Well, let me ask you, can a master know everything about the subject and answer any question?
I doubt it.
Exactly.
I would doubt it.
Exactly. And especially if this is a master, there is a saying that the more you learn, the more you grow, the more you understand how much you don't know yet.
Yeah.
So who defines who the master is?
Yeah.
You are. Your willingness to put yourself out and to be willing to share to whatever you know at this point of your life. For some people, you will be an expert. If you will teach a kid acting, you will be an expert for them. For those who just start out with the acting completely at the 0 point, you will be an expert.
Yeah. I do find that more and more people are coming to me, whether it's on set or online, and saying, oh, AJ, you've been acting for 10, 15 years. Can you tell me about this? How can I do this? How can I be better at that? And I would never present myself as an expert in something, but like you said, it's the fact that I have a little bit more experience. I have done something a little bit more than others, so I can share information with them. But I think being at a level where you can share something is definitely different to being an expert at something. But then maybe that's a language issue. Like you said, what is an expert? What is a master? What is the level at which you think, yes, I can actually share something. I'm good enough to share what I know.
I think it's a matter of confidence. There are so many people who are good at their stuff, at their skills, like you are. And sometimes when I talk to you, and if you're like, I feel that you don't consider yourself an expert in some parts. No. When I think you're like, wow, so cool, tell me more about this. So this is the matter of being an expert for someone who, I'll bring another saying. When the student is ready, the teacher will come.
Yeah.
Yes, it's this match. There are people who want to learn from you, and there are skills that you can share. But there's one more thing that you touched on, and it's very interesting, like what is practicing? Is it really to be involved in acting? Maybe it's learning the theory. What is that? So when you think about your skills and you think like, oh, do I need 10,000 hours to be an expert? I'll give you an example from Tony Robbins' story. It's very interesting. When he started public speaking, he decided, I want to be good at this. So instead of getting to regular public speaking stages, he decided that I'm going to share with people, anyone who's willing to listen, whatever I want to say, a speech, a story, whatever it is. So every day he talked to 3 people, and within a week, with such practicing, he got more experience than many newbie public speakers, right? And then within the year, or like, let's take not a year, a month, if you would practice public speaking, if you would practice acting for a month, every single day for half an hour, it doesn't matter the time, but it's like the part is the time that you invest, but also is the matter how often you're going to be there. If you practice once a week, well, for a month, for 3-4 classes for you of acting or public speaking, is it enough to become an expert? I don't think so. If you practice 1 month, but every day, you become much better at acting because you just practice and build up your skills every day. You don't have to recall, oh, what I've done a week ago, what I've done a few weeks ago, how I build my confidence in public speaking, or how I become more, better actor there. No, the more you practice, the more often you practice, the easier it for you to become an expert and start sharing these things. So I think there are 3 important parts. The time and effort you put there, your confidence in when you can call yourself an expert, and how much in total, like continuous time, how many months you are willing to invest to master to the level that you decided you want to be good at.
This is an important question for me. What's the value in being an expert? Is being whatever the definition we use for expert, is there any value in it? Because you see lots of people online who have very little experience, but they're still teaching and, sharing their knowledge. But then you also have people who have been doing things for 50 years and they don't share anything. So is there any value in today's society in becoming an expert in something?
Well, again, I would reflect this question to you. What does it mean for you to be an expert? Why do you want to be one? Do you want to, probably if you like acting, one of the things you want to become an expert because you want to be on stage. Another thing, you would like to monetize your skills. What else? Maybe you just want to make your parents happy because they want it to. It matters for you to decide why you want to be an expert. So if you want to get on stage, there's one thing the advice which I got from my modeling agent many years ago. He said, if you talk to a potential client, never say that you're not professional. I was like, but I'm just starting out. If you just start out and you say that you're not professional, people will treat you like you're not professional. And they will pick up on every mistake you make. But if you come and you say you're a professional model and you make a mistake, sometimes these mistakes are not very noticeable, except you, because you know how it's supposed to be. So if you make a mistake, people will think like, oh, maybe it should be that way. Or maybe you make a mistake and you correct it. Or like the master doesn't know everything. You don't have to know everything. You can say, oh, that's an interesting question. Let me check on it. And I promise I'll get back to you. This is the master skills. It's not I'm the one who is the best and knows everything, but I'm willing to learn with you and I still help you to get to where you want to. And by the way, if you want to double your income by selling your knowledge and expertise, I have a free guide for you, Sell Your Expertise. You can download it from the link below. Check it out. And if you want to learn more about how to monetize your expertise, how to build your business around this, watch this video next.